Washa washe. Hi everyone, as you can see, I am so excited. On today's episode of Mind Your Business, I am going to be sharing experiences and lessons from our recent International Fabulous Women's Conference. Just in case you are new here, I am Amma Duncan, founder of the Fabulous Woman Network. I love to support individuals and organizations grow through coaching, consulting, events, and all the fun stuff that we can do to keep growing as people. Now, Mind Your Business is my weekly podcast where we get to talk about business and the different things that we can do so that we can create wealth and impact people. And so, yes, like I said, today it's all about the International Fabulous Women's Conference, which happened recently at IFAB Ashanti in Kumasi on Mind Your Business. Now, over the past 7 years, we've been organizing different events at different times. However, the International Fabulous Women's Conference started with an idea to launch our new IFAB Ashanti. IFAB Ashanti is our co-working and event space where we organize events and different trainings and all that for women in Kumasi. We moved to a bigger space and we thought, hey, let's launch it in a big way, and eventually it led to the idea of a conference. And we thought, you know what, if we're going to do a conference, let's make it a little longer. If we're going to have different people coming, let's do a 4-day event. I mean, later when I thought about it, I'm like, 4 days, what was I thinking? I have no idea. And then of course, international, why? Like, just do a local thing, right? So one of the key lessons I have learned from this is really like, if God says do something, just trust him and do it. Yeah. And I'm going to, go into details about all the different lessons, but this is just, by the way, this is a bonus lesson, because obviously for me to even call it a 4-day event or international, those were things that it wasn't like I wasn't thinking. It must have been inspired by God to do it exactly the way he wanted it. Now, confession, I was scared in the beginning, right? This idea started maybe about 6 or so months ago. I shared it with a few people. It started as, hey, let's launch IFAB Ashanti. And then, like I said, it became a conference. And then I thought, oh my God, the amount of money and logistics I need to pull this off. I was thinking, God, I can't. I remember on 28th November, I was in Takoradi on the beach. I had just taken a walk. This whole thing was weighing me down. I was scared. I was miserable. I felt lonely. So I was just sitting at the beach praying, and I just started tearing up. I was like, God, you know what? I can't do this. I can't. So I guess God just allowed me to cry, sir. And then afterwards, I felt this reassurance that actually it is possible. It can be done. And from there, I had already put the team together anyway. So from there, like, we started working more seriously towards it. I had a lot of support. And like I said, I'm going to share the lessons. But first, can I just say thank you, Jesus? Because I feel so happy. I feel relieved. A lot of the things that initially I thought, oh my God, what if that goes wrong and all that? It didn't even go wrong. It was just fabulous. And we've had amazing feedback from the participants, and we are looking forward to even more positive results from this experience. So let's start with the day one, which was the Women Leaders Workshop on Financial Planning. Gosh, it was such a beautiful first day. In the morning, due to circumstances beyond our control, we found out that we were oversubscribed, but it's okay. We made it work, thank God. Our facilitators, Dr. Evans Gia and Dr. David Kelvin Amuosai Jr. were just amazing. It was like we didn't have enough of the day. There was so much learning and sharing real stories that, we can learn from so that we can all create wealth and impact people. It was such a beautiful, beautiful experience. And of course, participants from day one are all going to have one-on-one coaching sessions as well. Fantastic day it was, this workshop, day one. And we just want to say thank you to BB Flavor. Oh, they gave us lunch on that day, and it was, as usual, so delicious. We've had so many positive feedback from the ladies who attended, and we look forward to results. To God be all the glory. Day 2 was the Fabulous Woman Speaks, and this was the main event of our entire conference. So the Fabulous Woman Speaks is where we have different women coming to share short stories about their lives so that we can glean from them. The biggest lesson for me for day 2 was that, Amma, your network is golden. So because day 2 was the main day, that also meant that a lot of our costs went into that day. And in the beginning, like I said, I was like, oh my God, where am I going to get the money from? And it's amazing how people came through for me. And when I say people, I mean people within our network, past participants especially. I mean, one lady wrote to me after she had given us such a huge, support, and then I was saying thank you. She said to me, Amma, I want your events to do well, because through your events, so much has happened for me. I've improved. And she talked about a few things that she had gotten in her life through our events. And it really warmed my heart that there were so many people willing to support from within our network. Every single support that we had came in from our women who had been through our events before, and then people who just supported what we are doing. And it really, I mean, if you know me, then you know that I love talking about networking, yeah? It was like a deeper value of networking for me when day 2 really happened, and we had all these support being pulled in from different directions. And I feel so grateful. So yes, the lesson, my key lesson for day 2 is your network is golden. Now, I want to say thank you, of course, to our fabulous speakers, Folake Sanu, Veronica Ousu, Francisca Boateng, Abigail Aruna, Gifty Akua Sapon, Folashade Adebayo, Caroline Uma, and then Unij. So if you're in Kumasi or if you've been to a few of our events, then you've met Unij, Mrs. Janet Arobigu. She has been a wonderful support in the Fabulous Woman Network. She just came in and she just, wow, that was something, this song, so we had to, she, in her presentation, she did a part where we had to do the, if you want to bamba, so if you want to chill with the big girls, you have to go run giddy giddy, run gada gada. It was so much fun. So thank you to all these fabulous women. And then, of course, to Golden Bean Hotel, Opoku Bar, Kope, Hampers World, Colored Yarns, Abby's One, Royal Atlantic Decor. You all came through for us on day 2. So thank you. Whew. Day 3. Day 3 was supposed to be the easiest day, according to the plan, right? So the plan was we do 3 key activities: health screening for the women of Abuabukesi community, where IFAB Ashanti is located. We're supposed to do health talk and launch the CHIPS compound for the Abuabukesi community. This CHIPS compound was the only activity for which we had the money, because we had won funding from World Connect. And so we thought, it would be easy peasy, lemon squeezy. Let's just get some funding to provide the other activities for the day. Ooh, my goodness, we were in for a surprise. So in the end, yes, we've not been able to launch the CHIPS compound, but by God's grace, we are ongoing with that. However, the event itself was so beautiful. We had the health screening, we had health talks thanks to Star Eye Clinic, and then Ofosubako and Apia Kubi Foundations were able to do this. And the beautiful part of this day was, of course, we had Francisca Boateng, our speaker from day 2, pop by again. And then Ohene Yiri Gifty Auntie just came to surprise us. It was just so beautiful.
And nobody won't be say. Nobody won't go ha. Nobody say. Sisiafi we de see ni na ba yen sorry waka. Mama yen fire to mambo ye. It's about time you be prove say you be to me.
I also want to say thank you to these people who really made day 3 possible. The chief of Abuabukesi, Nana Ose Kwame II, thank you so much. Honorable Adom Isaac, who is the assembly member for that community as well. Thank you so much for your support. Gikel's agency actually donated as well towards the meals for that day. Thank you. And we have some private individuals who sent in donations. Thank you to all of you. The lesson for me on day 3, the key lesson based on this this whole chips compound is that no matter how pure your heart is, in anything that you're doing, you may face resistance. Apply wisdom. Ask God to give you wisdom on how to navigate it. Thank God that we are making progress. In fact, we've made so much progress by God's grace, and definitely we're going to announce the launch soon. My goodness, the adventure tour final day was like the icing on the cake. I am so happy we did this. Thank you so much, the party crew. So on this day, we started by going to the Bunso Eco Park. If you've been there, so they have a canopy walk, which is similar to the Kakum Park, for the one at Kakum, for those of you in Ghana. I have done the Kakum maybe 3 or so times. The last one, I just did the first 3 and I was like, no, I'm not dealing with this kind of fear. It was too much. But this time, it was a conference initiated by the Fabulous Woman Network, and I had all these women coming. So, saying no to it was going to be tricky. And so we went all along. I was like, okay, I can do it. Look, ladies and gentlemen, I saw the canopies. I'm like, hey, what is this? It was so scary. And then I asked, please, how many canopies do they have? I think they said 7. In actual fact, it was 6. Someone may have said 7. I was like, oh God, I can't do it. So initially, I was gripped with panic. But then I remembered, so in my mastermind group, a book we had been reading is by Patrice Washington called Redefining Wealth for Yourself. And there's a part where she explains the difference between expectations and expectants. Please read the book for yourself to get the difference. But I remember this particular thing kept ringing in my head, that I expect that in the end, everything will be all right. Like, I knew for a fact that in the end, everything will be all right. It was the process of going through it that was scaring me. But somehow I knew that in the end, everything would be all right. So this actually kept me going. Keeping that end in mind, that in the end, everything will be all right. So no matter how scary it is, and gosh, in the beginning, it was so scary. But I just kept thinking, everything will be all right. That's one of the many mantras that really kept me going. And my eye was like focused on the end. The process, I was like, no, I'm not dealing with the fear. I'm not dealing with the fact that this thing is swaying and I feel like I'm about to fall. No, that was number 1. So the key lesson number 1 for me on day 4 is keep going, knowing that in the end, you will be fine. And then the second lesson for this particular day was, so I was with my daughter, she's 13. She's like really super brave. But like most human beings in the beginning, she's like, oh no, I can't do it. And then so I kept saying, no, Paris, you can do it. So the last time we had been on such a trip, her dad, my husband was part, and then my son as well. And I kept saying, look at daddy's bald head. And so this time she was like, Mommy, daddy is not here to look at his head. I was like, let's pretend, and we'll still look at his head. And then I just kept encouraging her. But it was interesting that I was also super scared. But because I was encouraging her, somehow I forgot about my fear, and then I was all focused on her. And so later, as I was reflecting, I realized that actually this is so powerful. When you're going through a problem or a challenge, and then you focus on helping others, somehow it eases your own problem or challenge, and you are able to say through. I was like, this thing is powerful. Like, there are several times I've shared stories about women, and through their own stories, they've talked about how sharing it helped heal them, and then those stories also helped other people. So definitely the lesson for me here was help others through the problem that you are going through, like help people with similar challenges and problems, and through that, you will find your own healing as well. So that was it. Oh gosh, we had so many beautiful comments from participants, which I will share along the year. Like, I really intend to share as much from this experience as possible. Once again, thank you to Nana Equia class Peters of the party crew. You're amazing. Like, day 4 was the day that I was like, I hand everything over. Like, I fully delegated everything. Or maybe, okay, 95%, because there were just a few things I had to handle. But it was all her and her team, and they did a fantastic job. Thank you so much. I also want to say thank you to Maybelline New York and Ghana. They gave us beautiful products for the day. All participants of day 3 and day 4, had fabulous products from Maybelline New York and Ghana. So thank you so much. I also want to say thank you to these brands who supported us throughout the event. So there's E-Juice, there's Hello Drinking Water, there are Bing Photography as usual, Rega Rights, and then Mr. Samuel Duncan, my husband, and my family. Oh gosh, they were super supportive. A lot of the participants kept commending the fact that my family was there, and they kept checking on people, making sure they were fine. Oh, thank you so much. And of course, finally, to the Fabulous Woman Network and Alma Duncan Consulting team and volunteers. You did it, man. Thank you so much, all of you, for making this happen. So just to summarize the different lessons that I have learned from this experience, what I will say is, number 1, your network is golden. Absolutely. Number 2, no matter how pure your heart is, you may face resistance. Seek wisdom from God to navigate it. And then number 3, keep going, knowing that in the end you will be fine. Number 4, support others going through a similar challenge or problems as you. And then finally, and probably the most important lesson for me throughout this entire process is, indeed, it is God who gives us wisdom to make money. Hands down. Also, I'm so thankful to God, thankful that this happened, and I feel like now I can begin my 2022 finally. So by God's grace, we intend to make this yearly. So we've merged 4 key events into the conference. God willing, 2023, we will have International Fabulous Women's Conference right here at Abu Abu Kese in Kumasi. Please don't miss out. I have provided the link to subscribe to our Telegram info channel so you can get updates of all our different activities. Before I go, let me just also say that for the rest of the year, we are not looking to organize any events. However, if all goes well, we look forward to doing a girls' trip. You remember last 2 years or so, I went to Singapore, Bali, and I did Dubai so that we could prepare for our trip. Well, that trip didn't happen, but God willing, this year, if all goes well, we will do it. So I'll keep you posted. Have you learned anything from this? As I have, please share it in the comments. Don't forget to subscribe. If this has been of value to you as well, please share this video with other people. Until I come your way again, God willing, next week. Ta, toodles, bye.